The Japanese Grand Prix was marked by an unusual detail. The most impactful moments of Hamilton and Leclerc didn't come from the track, but from their radio communications. Instead of impressive overtakes or podium battles, what caught the most attention were the words from both Ferrari drivers during the race. While the SF25 was underperforming, the messages being transmitted revealed a growing atmosphere of tension and frustration within the team. The problem here wasn't just the race itself, it was what these conversations showed: a widening gap between what the drivers expect and what the team is actually delivering. Hamilton wanted to know exactly where he was losing time on track, but received vague answers. He insisted, trying to understand better. Meanwhile, Leclerc was instructed to change a configuration on his car and refused, stating he had his reasons. These were two clear examples of how communication failures between the drivers and the pit crew weren't just casual complaints. These exchanges revealed a deep disconnect happening within Ferrari, and that's concerning, especially when you expect a team like this to be fighting for top positions. If in just 3 races the frustration has already reached this level, what should we expect for the rest of the season? What's more worrying within Ferrari isn't just the final race results, but the car's behavior during race weekends. The SF25 was meant to represent a new phase, to get the team back in the fight with Red Bull and McLaren. But in practice, it's a car with unstable performance, sensitive to every adjustment, and it doesn't give the drivers the confidence they need. This issue became even more apparent at Suzuka. Leclerc finished in 4th, but made it clear that the race had been frustrating. He said he felt isolated, without a real chance to fight for the top positions. Even with a decent car setup, the pace simply wasn't there. As for Hamilton, even after pushing the car to its limit, he couldn't get past 7th place. After the race, he confirmed what many suspected. A component of his car had been underperforming since the first round of the season. This raises a huge question. How does a team as big as Ferrari let a problem like this slide for 3 races in a row? It's not just a technical mistake. It's a failure in how the data is analyzed and how quickly the team responds when something goes wrong. Since the start of preseason, Ferrari has talked about the SF25 as a completely revamped car, focused on improving balance, generating more downforce, and providing a more reliable platform. But after just 3 races, it's clear that the promises were just talk. The car has structural issues that go way beyond minor tweaks. And this isn't just driver frustration. It's a reflection of a project that seems to have started on the wrong foot. One of the main complaints is its excessive sensitivity to ground clearance. Just a few millimeters off the ideal, and the performance drops dramatically. Furthermore, the instability in the car's rear has become a constant issue. Both Hamilton and Leclerc have commented at different times that the car is unpredictable when accelerating, which results in lost time out of corners and makes it difficult to manage the tires during the race. Another critical point is the lack of response to floor wear since the disqualification in China. Because of this, the team adjusted the car's height, but that only worsened the aerodynamic efficiency. In other words, a solution attempt created another problem. And all of this together prevents the SF25 from having a solid base for performance, even when the drivers do everything right. Beyond the technical issues, another aspect that's drawing attention at Ferrari is the team's approach during the races. The team has adopted a very conservative stance, seeming more concerned about not making mistakes than about going for something big. In Suzuka, for example, there was no attempt at a strategy that would put the drivers in a position to attack. Everything followed the script: medium tires at the start, hard tires for the second stint, and a predictable finish without any move that could have caused an impact. While other teams are taking risks to try for a podium or a win, Ferrari seems stuck in a damage limitation mode. This approach might secure points, but it's not enough for those who want to fight for championships. The reflection of this lack of audacity also shows up in the communication with the drivers. The leaked radio messages from Suzuka show how this conservative approach comes with a lack of clarity. Hamilton had to insist several times to understand where he was losing time, and Leclerc simply refused to follow an instruction, showing that he wasn't aligned with the engineers. When a driver needs to repeatedly ask for a simple piece of information and another refuses to trust the advice given, it's a clear sign that the team and the drivers aren't speaking the same language. And in a precise category like Formula One, this disconnection is costly. With everything that's been happening, the feeling is that Ferrari is at a decisive point. It's not just a bad phase or a series of disappointing results. What's forming is a scenario where the problems are deeper. There's a lack of quality control, poorly planned decisions, broken communication, and a strategy that seems stuck in time. What's most concerning is that the signals are coming from all directions: the car, the team, the technical staff, and the drivers. Hamilton arrived with a big name, full of expectations, bringing experience and a winning mindset. But so far, he finds himself limited by a car that doesn't match his ambition. Leclerc, on the other hand, who knows the highs and lows of the team well, is starting to show signs of fatigue. He's always been patient, but even he seems to be reaching his limit. When two drivers of this caliber show discomfort in the same weekend, something needs to change urgently. What's at stake isn't just the 2025 season. It's Ferrari's image, its identity as a top team, and the trust of those who wear the red. If changes don't happen quickly, whether in the car, the decisions, or the work methods, the team risks wasting another year and seeing its rivals pull further ahead. What we saw at the Japanese GP wasn't just a tough race for Ferrari. It was a snapshot of a team that seems to be losing control of its own direction. The car has recurring faults. The communication between the drivers and the engineers is failing, and the on-track strategy doesn't inspire confidence or daring. All of this together points to a bigger problem. Ferrari needs to find itself again, and fast. Hamilton and Leclerc aren't just frustrated with the results. They're demanding, even if in a restrained way, a firmer stance from the team. They know that with the current level of Formula One, falling behind for another season could be enough to shut down any real chance of a title in the near future. Red Bull and McLaren aren't waiting for anyone. They're improving every race, while Ferrari is still trying to figure out what went wrong. If the Italian team doesn't react now, it won't just be another championship lost. It will be another wasted year in a history that already carries weight, tradition, and pressure like no other. And now, I want to know what you think. In your opinion, what's Ferrari's biggest problem right now? Is it the car, the technical team, the communication, or everything combined? Drop your comment below. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this analysis, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any updates on Formula One's behind the scenes.